Mighty Blues, my name is of course Cameron and welcome back to today's video. Today we are going to be previewing the upcoming Premier League fixture between Everton and Chelsea at Stamford Bridge on Sunday at 2:15. Now I just want to mention a couple of things before we go into this video. Firstly, I am currently recording this video on Thursday, which means it is before Marco Silva's pre-game press conference. The reason I'm doing this is to give myself a little bit more time to edit it and upload the video on Friday, because the footage will already be filmed. Recently, when I've been sort of filming the videos on the same day that I'm wanting them to go up, the uploads have been going up a little bit too late, you know, 9 o'clock and stuff like that, and I really ideally want them around sort of tea time, so people can get the opportunity to, you know, sit down and watch them without it being too late. So bearing that in mind, obviously, for this video, I don't think Marco Silva will discuss much in his press conference tomorrow. Obviously, all we know is that everybody is fit. If there is a change to that, if Marco Silva comes out in his press conference and says, you know, a certain player isn't fit, or a certain player, you know, won't be featuring, then I will cover it over on our Twitter, which is at Mighty Blues YT, and if it's significant enough, I'll make a separate YouTube video as well. I cover all of Marco Silva's press conferences on our Twitter as well, all the key things that he says in them, so make sure you get over there and follow us there as well. Secondly, of course, as you can see behind me, there is a different backdrop. Now, if all has worked fine, you'll see a sort of Everton office-like backdrop, which has been kindly designed by Joe Does Graphics, who is the guy that designs all my graphics for the channel. He does the thumbnails, he does the logo, he's done the channel art, he's done the intro as well, sorry. So big thank you to Joe for doing that. Don't forget to go and check him out. He does amazing graphics work and it's absolutely fantastic. I'm still toying about with the green screen that I've bought, so if you can't see the background behind me, do not worry. In the next sort of coming videos, I'll hopefully have messed about with that and you will see it behind me. If not, if all else fails, you'll just literally see a green screen behind me, and it won't look as good as it will. But bear in mind, like I say, I haven't properly used it in the editing software or anything yet, so once I've got to grips with it, got to grips with how to use it, how to light it properly and stuff like that, then we'll be good going with that. Now, another thing I wanted to mention in this preview as well, I know we're sort of dragging it out and I do apologise about that. This next thing actually has something to do with the preview. So for the first time on the Mighty Blues, we actually have an opposition's view on the game. GM from the Football Fan Chat has been kind enough to send us over a video. He is a Chelsea fan. He is also doing a review from a Chelsea point on his channel, if you are a Chelsea fan and you want to go and check that out. But he's been kind enough to send us a review, a preview, sorry, of, you know, the game and who their key players are and how we should expect them to play. So we'll be going into that in a little bit as well. It's a fantastic video from a Chelsea fan, of course, so like I said, go and show him some support on his channel as well. So with all that being said, we can crack on with the preview. Everton versus Chelsea at Goodison Park. Everton going into this game off the back of a 3-1 Premier League win at Goodison Park against Brighton and Hove Albion, also beating Gourmet FC by 4-0 at Goodison Park in the Sports Pizza Cup on Tuesday. So Marco Silva's going in with a positive mindset. The squad are going in positively, so without further ado, we'll get into the predicted starting 11 for this game. I've put it up there, hopefully in the little television. If not, it's up there anyway. But the predicted starting 11 I've gone for this game is an unchanged starting 11 to the team that played Brighton, with the exception of Yerry Mina coming in for Kurt Zouma. Now, Yerry Mina will come in for his Premier League debut on Sunday against Chelsea. Like I said, Kurt Zouma cannot play because Chelsea are his parent club. We currently only have him on loan, so it will be Yerry Mina that steps in. We've seen a little bit of Yerry Mina against Brighton, a couple of minutes he come on for as a substitute, and he done well, to be honest. He didn't have much to do, but he done well. And then we've seen him for 90 minutes against Gourmet FC on Tuesday, and again, he wasn't up against the best opposition, so he didn't really have much to do defensively, but what he done well. His passing was good, his you know, his ability to find the player was good, and he looked lethal in the box from corners. You know, he had a header at one point where he headed it down and it ended up, you know, the keeper had to tip it over the bar. That's how you know, that's how much power he got in the header. He has had a press conference today, Yerry Mina, talking about Everton, talking about, you know, how he's you know, fitting in so far, saying that it's like one big massive family, and that, you know, he likes to hold us his head up higher and let his feet do the talking on the pitch. You know, we've seen Ademola Lookman score a goal against Gorma here, and Yerry Mina literally ran the length of a pitch to celebrate an easy finish by Ademola Lookman. So first off, he's been fantastic with the community, fantastic with the fans. Let's hope that he can, you know, perform on his Premier League debut against Chelsea and give Marco Silva a decision to make as to you know, who comes in. I did do a poll a couple of weeks ago about Yerry Mina and saying, you know, when he's fully fit, is it Mina and Keane, Mina and Zuma, Zuma and Keane? And it was actually Zuma and Keane. That's how well they've been playing. You guys on Twitter actually voted for Zuma and Keane to stay as the starting 11 and Mina to be kept out the team. Now for me, you know, a £30 million defender that we signed from Barcelona to come in and fix our defensive issues, I really do think he needs to be starting, if I'm being honest, and this is his opportunity. Having said that, he really is going to have to light it up in this game because, you know, Kurt Zuma's gone out on an absolute bang with a fantastic performance against Brighton, and if Yerry Mina wants to be involved in this team and, you know, be starting every week, he really needs to, you know, crack on and have a fantastic game against Chelsea on the weekend, of course. So before we go into the rest of the predicted starting 11, we're going to head over to GM now for him to give him his thoughts on the upcoming game. Let us know all about Chelsea, all about their target men, all about Sarri, how he plays and all of that good stuff. So I'll see you guys after the clip.
Hi guys, my name is GM from the channel The Football Fan Chat. We do Chelsea match previews and reviews as well as weekly football discussions, so don't forget to check us out as well, and don't forget to subscribe to the Mighty Blues. It's a brilliant Everton channel, obviously run by Cameron, and I would like to thank Cameron for letting me come on his channel to give an oppositional preview for this weekend's Chelsea versus Everton game. There will be a full preview on our channel as well, so don't forget to check that out as well as Cameron's oppositional preview on ours, so you can check that out too. But yeah, thank you to Cameron for letting us come on. Don't forget to subscribe, and yeah, let's just get into this. So, to be quite honest with you, being a Chelsea fan like this year or this season has been, you know, we obviously didn't have a very good season last season, and obviously we won the league before that, and then, you know, it was a great achievement. But with us Chelsea fans and with our club, it seems to be we'll win a league, we'll win a title, and then it just goes down, and then we have a terrible season, and now we have a good season again. And obviously, as I'm talking, obviously maybe, I'm not sure when you'll be watching this, but as of when I'm recording this, which is only a couple of days before you'll be seeing this hopefully, we are second in the league, which is just amazing. We're like on par with City, who obviously City are like doing really good. You know, danger men to look out for, obviously Eden Hazard. You know, he should be fit. You know, he's just come back from an injury. He obviously played up against Crystal Palace last Sunday, because we're playing like Thursday, Sunday, because we got like the Europa League and all this. Also, what I think of you guys, I think you guys are doing quite well so far this season. Obviously, you lost up against Manchester United, which ended a kind of a winning streak, but you know, you're a great club, and hopefully you will be able to get back up to that Europa League spot again. Like, to be fairly honest with you, being a Chelsea fan at the moment is just amazing, you know, unbeaten. I do think, I hate to say this on an Everton channel, but I do think that we will be able to beat you guys, or at least get a draw, but I think we will be able to beat you guys, considering it is at home, which is the advantage for us. My prediction is going to be a 2-0 to Chelsea. You know, we're playing so well so far this season, and it's just amazing, to be quite honest with you. Like, we got you guys next, and then we got Tottenham. You know, I don't think that they'll do much up against us, so it's just amazing to be a Chelsea fan at the moment. Maybe change your club and become the Mighty Blues Chelsea. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this little clip. Thanks for Cameron letting me come on it. Don't forget to check us out in the description below. Give us a sub, please. We're going for 100 subs. And yeah, thank you guys for watching.
So there you go, very positive from GM there about Chelsea's recent performances. Like he said, I've been thinking about it myself. Chelsea sort of have got this tendency to go on, you know, a roller coaster of a season, where one season they'll win the league and the next season they'll, you know, dip off and end up sacking the manager, and the season after with the new manager they'll win the league again, and then it'll follow suit. He mentioned that, of course, in his video. He also mentioned, you know, target players for Chelsea. We all know Eden Hazard, Willian. Sorry, I always pronounce that wrong. Obviously, they've got some very, very good midfield players, as well as a good, strong defence as well. So thank you very much for GM for sending that over. We'll talk a little bit more in depth about Chelsea in just a moment. First of all, we're going to go through the rest of our predicted starting 11. Swing goal, I've gone for the usual Jordan Pickford. Obviously, that's pretty self-explanatory now. I don't have to keep saying that for every preview. Left back, I've gone for Lucas Deed. Two centre backs of Michael Keane and Yerry Mina. Obviously, we've just discussed the Yerry Mina situation. He will come in for his debut in the absence of Kurt Zouma. Right back, Seamus Coleman. Hopefully Seamus can carry on the form that he showed in the Brighton game, obviously getting a goal there and performing really well, a lot better than he has been doing in recent weeks. So hopefully that can carry on. I've gone for a midfield pairing of Idrissa Gana Gueye and Andre Gomez. Again, Gana Gueye was fantastic against Brighton, and as for Andre Gomez, he's just been wonderful in every game he's played at since he's started for Everton, since he's become fit. He has been an absolute sensation in that midfield, and he is such a class footballer. I've gone for Bernard on the left, Theo Walcott on the right, Gylfi Sigurdsson behind Richarlison as a number 9. Like I said, unchanged apart from the Yerry Mina change coming in for Kurt Zouma, and I think this realistically is the team that Marco Silva will go for. I think Marco Silva would be quite naive to change this team. Obviously, we know that the Mina situation and that Zuma's got to come out, but for me, Richarlison really showed against Brighton that he can play as a striker, and if that wasn't sort of solidified, Cenk Tosun's performance against Gormahia in midweek, which I thought was really poor, and he really didn't help himself at all. If Richarlison's performance against Brighton wasn't anything to go by, then that performance by Cenk Tosun pretty much would have solidified in Marco Silva's mind that Richarlison should be the striker from now on. Obviously, 2 brilliant goals against Brighton, proof that he can score real poachers, chances, and take his chances when he gets them. And in the box, the first goal was an absolutely brilliant finish that the best strikers in the world would be proud to score, and the second goal is, like I say, it's a poacher's goal. It's absolutely fantastic by Richarlison. Now I want to mention Bernard on the left. Bernard for me has struggled in the last couple of games. He hasn't gotten into them as well as he did against Leicester away and when he first broken into the team. Now I wouldn't look too much into that. I do think that is probably just a fitness issue. I don't think Bernard is quite up to scratch with his fitness yet. I think he's still going to be a couple of more weeks, if not months, before he gets to that level where he can really play week in, week out, and he can be consistently quality. We know what he brings. We've seen it with his assist in the Leicester game. He is a fantastic footballer, very tricky, and we know that on his day he can beat any man in the Premier League, and I think that's really important that we have that on the left. Again, it makes way for Richarlison to start up front. If you bring Richarlison on the left, you'd all of a sudden miss out on that class and that skill that he showed against Brighton to score them 2 goals. Now Theo Walcott obviously starting on the right again. For me, I thought he played well against Brighton. I really did think he played well. I've heard some Everton fans saying that they don't think he played well. After watching the game multiple times again, I'm not going to take much out of the chance that he missed, because it was fizzed at him at quite some speed. So Theo Walcott keeps his place. Obviously the rest of the team is pretty self-explanatory. Like I said, Yerry Mina coming in for his debut. So yeah, for me, this is a massive opportunity for Marco Silva to get 3 points against one of the big boys. Now we've played 2 massive teams this season, or big teams should we call them, not massive teams, so far, in Arsenal and Manchester United. For me, we've been unlucky in both them games. The Arsenal game, there was a world-class finish and an offside goal that I don't know how it wasn't given. And in the Manchester United game, again, a penalty that was never a penalty, and a really good goal by Martial. So for me, this is the chance to redeem ourselves, going to one of the big top 4, 5, 6, whatever you want to call it, at their ground and performing. This will also be the hardest game we've played this season. It will be the toughest opponents that we've faced. Chelsea are a very good team, let's not get it wrong. Sarri is a very good manager, and he's got these players playing fantastically well. You only have to look at Ross Barkley, for example, who didn't really perform as good as he should have in his last sort of 5 or 6 months at Everton. Granted he was injured, but even in the games that he played, he wasn't brilliant. Went to Chelsea last season, and from January to the end of the season, again, wasn't fantastic, barely got a look in the Chelsea team, and now Sarri's got him playing like an absolute wonder kid, and like the Ross Barkley that we seen when he first broke in to the Everton team. And it's got to be said, whether you like it or not, Chelsea are title contenders. I've seen a lot recently in the news of, oh, it's between Liverpool and City, and oh, it's this and it's that. Listen, Chelsea are undefeated. Whether they've had one more draw than City, whether they've had one more draw than Liverpool, whatever, they're undefeated. They haven't been beaten this season. So for me, that means the title contenders. They're in the running for the title. You know, you've got Eden Hazard playing fantastically well so far this season. You've got Pedro, who's getting involved as well. Morata of recent time is putting the ball in the back of the net, which is something that he really struggled with last season. So I think it's going to be really, really tough for Everton to go there and get anything. But, you know, like I said in the review to the Brighton game, we don't do well at Chelsea anyway. You know, even when they're playing poorly and we're playing fantastically, we don't often go to Stamford Bridge and come away with, you know, a good result. But for me, the way we're playing at the minute, the counter-attacking football that we're playing, and, you know, the fact that we really are pressing teams high and that we're creating loads of chances, and if you've got Richarlison in there taking them chances, I do think that we can come away with something. I'm going to be positive. I do think that we can come away with at least a point in this game. Now for me, it's very important that Marco Silva keeps a strong defensive line. Obviously, like we mentioned before, Yerry Mina is going to come in and he's going to replace Kurt Zouma. Mina has looked good so far in the friendly that he played against Gormia, as well as the brief spell against Brighton. He has looked good. He's looked solid. This is his real big test. Obviously, this is the game where we'll see just how good Yerry Mina is, just how much he offers to this squad, and whether or not he will be a first teamer in the next coming weeks. And I think that is really important, because he needs to make his mark now, and it's going to be a game where we're attacked constantly. Yes, we will be doing it. Yes, we will be attacking as well, and we'll be counter-attacking and we'll be pressing exactly like we did against Brighton and exactly like we did in midweek in that friendly against Gormia. But we will be attacked, and we will be attacked with force and with pace by the likes of Eden Hazard, by the likes of Willian, if he's fit, by the likes of Pedro as well. They come with pace and they come with a lot of skill as well. So equally as important as it is to, you know, take our chances and make sure that we press, and that any opportunity we get to counter attack and to press Chelsea high, we do it. We also need to make sure that we're keeping a real tight defence, and that, you know, one thing I've taken out of our last sort of couple of games is that we are more, you know, we are more offensive. We are better coming from an opposition chance near our box than we are, you know, with the ball at our feet in the midfield. And I think it's really important that that is the case, so we utilise that and we make sure that if Chelsea have an opportunity in the box, a corner, a free kick or whatever, we need to get that ball out and then break fast and make sure that we can catch them on the counter-attack. Obviously the defence isn't the fastest defence in the world. They've got Antonio Rudiger in there as well. I'm not sure who will play next to him, but it's important that we make the most of them opportunities. But firstly, we have that ball out and we make sure that we don't let any defensive errors come into play in this game. So having said that, I do think it's important that, like I say, we utilise our chances. We utilise the pace of Bernard, the pace of Richarlison, the pace of Theo Walcott. If it is them three players that are going to start up front, that is just a pace overload, and I think that could be too much for Chelsea, and that's why we need to make the most of it. You're going to have Andre Gomez in the midfield, passing balls outwards to the wingers, passing balls to Gylfi Sigurdsson, who can spray them as well, and we need to make sure we're getting behind the Chelsea defence and we're putting pressure on a goalkeeper that's coming for a massive price tag. Don't get me wrong, he is a good goalkeeper, but, you know, if we can exploit that and we can get through the defence and we can have, you know, chances on goal, we should be able to put them away. And I think for me, again, it's one of them games, it's vitally important that we put our chances away. And I do think, I'm optimistic, I do think we can come away with something. I might be a bit too optimistic, and you might be sitting there thinking, no chance, they're a fantastic team and we never do well at Stamford Bridge as it is. But what you've got to realise is that we're coming into this game with a whole new manager, a whole new philosophy, a whole new set of players that have been fantastic. And that's, you know, it's very clear to see the starting 11 that played on Tuesday night against Gormia would have been, there's players in there that would have started for Everton last season under Sam Allardyce, under Ronald Koeman. You know, you're looking at Morgan Schneiderlin, Tom Davis was in there, Calvert-Lewin, Cenk Tosun. And I'm not saying that them players aren't good enough, but the fact that Marco Silva made 11 changes in that friendly, and that was still a team that played in the Premier League for us quite frequently, Holgate, Jagielka last season, and the fact that there's 11 other players that are coming in now at that level above just shows how much, you know, we've progressed in the short period of time that Marco Silva's been here so far. And, you know, yes, we got a victory against Manchester United a few years ago, but we didn't play as well as we played, you know, this season. We were very unlucky again against Arsenal. We haven't played that well against Arsenal in years, since I can remember, and we were very unlucky to not get something out of the game. The scorelines in both them games did not reflect the games at all, and the situation in them games was we didn't take our chances, and that's why it's important that we take our chances in this game. So yeah, very optimistic going into it. A word on Chelsea before we end. Like I say, fantastic so far this season. Sarri has got them playing wonderful football. Eden Hazard looks like a whole new player. Ross Barkley looking like a whole new player. They are playing fantastically, and they are going to create chances at home, you know, with their home fans obviously, and they're going to put us under pressure, and it's a big test for Marco Silva and the boys, because it's a big test to see if we can soak that pressure up and, you know, we can defend really well. Okay, we've had 2 awful refereeing decisions in the other 2, you know, big games so far this season. Let's hope that we can go out and we can really show that we can be defensively strong, and that we can take the pressure almost like a sponge. We can soak it up and then hit them on the counter attack and get the goals. So yeah, very optimistic about this game. Hopefully we can go and get at least a draw, and Marco Silva can carry on his good form in the Premier League, disregarding the Manchester United result because of how it happened. You know, Marco Silva's got 4 wins out of his last 5 Premier League games, which is really good so far, and you know, the best one being the most recent against Brighton, a fantastic home performance. So let's hope we can carry on that form at Stamford Bridge and get a win. Or at least a draw, but you know, I'm positive, so I'm going for a win. I'm not going to make a score prediction, but the Blues hopefully can come away with the 3 points. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about, you know, my prediction. Do you think that the team will look like I predicted it to there? Do you think that, you know, Marco Silva will go with Richarlison up front again? And for me, I think it would be silly not to. Do you think that Yerry Mina will perform as well as we all hope he does? Do you think that, you know, we'll be able to soak up the pressure from Chelsea? And if you're brave enough to make a score prediction, as always, please do leave that in the comment section down below. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you're enjoying the new setup. If it's all up and running, if it's not, I promise I'll be looking into the editing settings to get that up and running as soon as possible. So thank you very much for watching. Please do like the video if you have enjoyed. Follow us on Twitter for all the latest updates on Everton Football Club, as well as an update on Marco Silva's pre-game press conference tomorrow, to see if there's anything that's gone down in there that's worth chatting about as well. So thank you very much for watching. Please like the video if you have enjoyed. Don't forget to check out GM, like I said, and thank you very much to him for sending over his preview from a Chelsea point. I hope you have enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you soon on the Mighty Blues.